Okay, so I did finish book 5, and I'm on book 6. So let's talk about The Butcher's Masquerade by Matt Dinniman. I'm in a different place because it's been a really weird week. I had work done on my house, and then my son was in the ER. So much has happened. Everyone's okay now, for the most part. So we can now talk about this book, and it's entirely from memory when I finished it early last week. So let's go. So we're book 5, but we're on the 6th level of the dungeon at this time, right? So in this one is the hunting ground. So this is the first level of the dungeon, which, I mean, slight premise, it's like Hunger Games-ish, and it's televised across the entire universe. And it's a lit RPG, and our main characters are Carl, Donut, and their manager, Mordecai. And they are fighting like monsters and aliens and stuff in order to survive and try to get to the 18th floor. Just a quick recap. In this particular level in the hunting grounds is when people from outside of the dungeon can jump into the game and also play, right? But when they're hunters, they don't just unalive like in game, they unalive forever like the crawlers do. Someone had said in one of my comments, books 1 through 4 is like the dungeon happening to Carl, and books 5 and onward are Carl happening to the dungeon, and that has never been so true. Basically, at the very beginning / the end of book 4, Carl's like, I'm taking down every motherfucker that I possibly could, and he does so. Carl's mentality at this point is like, well, I mean, the odds of me making to level 18 are, slim to none, so might as well take as many of these bastards out with me as I can. So, like, he starts this book off, like, with a death wish. Like, within the first, hour of the audiobook, he's like, I'm gonna blow up this entire town. The hunters can't even leave yet because they're down on, a timer. They can't leave to go start hunting crawlers yet. And he's like, I'm gonna take as many of them out as I can. Absolute insanity. And with the additional rules of the hunters being there, and then there's also the Butcher's Masquerade at the end of the level before they can move on to level 7. So I won't talk about it too much, but it's basically like a giant party that's hosted by this very goddess-like creature that's the big bad of the floor, basically, of the entire level of that dungeon. And they have to go and mingle with the other crawlers that are in the top 50, as well as all of the hunters that are still alive that make it to the Butcher's Masquerade. Once again, there is a ton of gore, lots of fight scenes, lots of craziness, and especially with Carl being a compensated anarchist is the class that he has chosen. So that has to do with a lot of bombs, explosions, handling of weapons and explosives, etc. So there's going to be a lot of kabooms. For lack of a better term, kabooms is what I came up with, okay? Once again, 5 stars across the board. I love these characters. I love this story. It never fails to keep me interested at this point. It's next to impossible for a book series to keep me engaged this long. Normally by the time I get to book 4, I usually fall off and then pick it back up again. I am on book 6. I have slowed down, but not because of any additional reasons. It was because a lot of life things happened, and then Life is Strange Reunion comes out on Thursday. So I replayed Double Exposure. My other hobby got in the way, as well as real life things and craziness, and it's been a long week, so sorry this came so late, later than I planned to, but I am slowly working through book 6. It may be a smidgen longer than usual, only because of Life is Strange Reunion, and I am trying to achievement hunt Double Exposure. We'll see if that actually happens. This one is more time consuming than the other Life is Strange games, so we'll see.